Today, we're diving into a simple, ancient self-massage technique with a truly incredible story behind it. It's a practice that one man actually credits with saving his life, and get this, it supposedly comes from a legendary Taoist master who had, well, let's just say some pretty superhuman strength.
And like so many of these amazing discoveries, this one doesn't start in some high-tech lab. It starts with one person's really desperate search for a cure. So let's begin with the story that brought this whole thing back into the light. This is a quote from a man named Liu Congsheng, and it really captures the fear he was living with. By 1982, he was only 45 years old, but he felt like his health was completely failing him. He was, to put it mildly, losing all hope.
I mean, his journey was just frustrating, to say the least. For 6 long years, he was constantly in and out of hospitals. Doctors gave him all sorts of medications, but nothing seemed to make a lasting difference. His condition just kept getting worse until he got this grim diagnosis: sinus arrhythmia and myocardial ischemia. Basically, an irregular heartbeat and not enough blood flow to his heart. It left him feeling weak, frail, and just deeply depressed.
And you could imagine, it wasn't just his heart. His whole body felt like it was shutting down. He had constant stomach pain, his back and legs ached, he had zero energy. He put it perfectly himself, saying he felt entangled by a demon of sickness, just constantly living in fear that his time was running out.
So, just when he'd pretty much given up, a conversation with his brother changed everything. A little glimmer of hope appeared, and it came from a very, very unexpected place.
His brother told him about his father-in-law. Now this man, he was in his 90s and was still in amazing health. Turns out, decades ago, he had also suffered from a serious heart condition. But he cured himself. How? With a secret method he found in an old, hand-copied book.
That book was called the Zheng Zhi Quan Sheng, a classic medical text, and inside it detailed this practice, the Immortal Abdominal Rubbing. It was a technique supposedly taught by this mysterious Taoist master from Yantai, who is rumored to be well over 100 years old.
Now, this master wasn't just, healthy for his age. The stories about him are, well, they're insane. They said his voice was loud as a bell, his body strong as iron, he could supposedly pull 10 men with one arm, and could run 20 kilometers and back so fast that the cakes he was selling were still hot. And he said all of this incredible vitality came down to this one simple, daily practice.
Okay, so what is this technique? Liu Congsheng figured he had nothing to lose, so he started practicing it every single day. And amazingly, within just a few months, his symptoms, the chest tightness, the palpitations, the stomach pain, they all just started to fade away. So let's get right into how it's done.
The setup could not be simpler. You just lie on your back, maybe use a low pillow, and bend your knees a bit. That helps the abdominal muscles relax. The key here isn't about using a lot of force. It's all about focus and performing every movement slowly and gently.
All right, the first 4 steps create a kind of circuit. For step 1, you start at the solar plexus, using the middle 3 fingers of both hands, and you make these circles, 21 times clockwise, then 21 times counterclockwise. For step 2, you rub straight down the center line of your body to the pubic bone. Step 3 is the return trip. Your hands separate and come back up along the sides, meeting where you started. And finally, step 4 repeats that downward push, straight down the center line, 21 times. This really establishes a strong flow right in your core.
The last 3 movements really complete the practice. Step 5 zeroes in on the navel with circular rubs using one hand at a time. Then for step 6, you move to the sides, to your flanks, pushing down from your chest area to your thigh on both sides. And the whole thing finishes with step 7. You sit up and do this big, mobilizing rotation of your entire upper body, first one way, then the other. It really feels like you're completing the circuit.
Okay, so a simple rubbing motion, how in the world can that be so effective? What's really going on here? Well, the original text has a fascinating explanation. It's not just about muscles. It's about a much deeper, more fundamental idea of what health really is.
The philosophy behind this whole practice is rooted in one of the most classic concepts out there, yin and yang. This idea that there are these 2 fundamental, opposing forces that govern everything in the universe, including our own bodies.
So think of it like this. Health isn't a static thing. It's a state of dynamic balance. Yang is all about movement, activity, and function. Yin is about stillness, substance, and structure. The thing is, you need both. Too much of one and it damages the other. When they're in harmony, you're healthy. When they're out of balance, well, that's when illness shows up.
So here's the crucial point. This abdominal rubbing isn't just a massage. It's seen as a physical tool to restore that essential internal balance. The gentle, circular motions are described as a form of movement within stillness, and they're designed to harmonize your internal energies and nudge your body back to its natural, healthy state.
So what does this actually look like day to day? And what kind of benefits does this ancient text promise for people who actually stick with it?
The key, and the text is really clear about this, is consistency. It's not a one-and-done thing. The recommendation is to practice 3 times a day, when you wake up, sometime midday, and right before sleep. You start with just 3 full sets of the routine, and then you gradually build up to 7 sets per session. It's meant to become a sustainable, lifelong habit.
And what was the result of all that consistency for Liu Congsheng? Well, after just 1 year of this practice, he went back to the hospital for a checkup, and the EKG confirmed it. His heart had returned to a completely normal rhythm.
And if you want to take it even further, the text also suggests adding these other simple massages to your routine. By rubbing your head, arms, lower back, legs, and even the soles of your feet, you can stimulate your entire body, enhancing the overall effect and promoting circulation from head to toe.
And this quote from the original text just sums it all up perfectly, doesn't it? The ultimate goal isn't just to cure a sickness, but to cultivate such a deep level of health and vitality that you actually feel like you're getting a new lease on life.
And that really leaves us with a powerful question to think about. In a world full of high-tech, complex medical solutions, is it possible that some of the most profound answers to our health challenges aren't found in a pill bottle, but in the simple, consistent, and mindful actions we take for ourselves every single day?